This is your last warning.
This is harassment.
It's the rules. Clean it up.
This is ridiculous.
They fined me $7,500 for a tree I don't own, didn't plant, and legally isn't even on my property. No warning, no conversation, just a bright red HOA notice taped to my front door like a scarlet letter, signed by Karen. According to her, a massive oak tree was out of compliance. The problem? That tree sits 3 feet outside my property line on city-owned land. I checked the survey, I checked county records, I even checked Google Maps. But none of that mattered to Karen, because in her world, facts are optional and fines are final. I moved into this neighborhood thinking I'd finally caught a break. Quiet street, clean sidewalks, friendly smiles. What I didn't realize was that behind those manicured lawns lived an HOA run like a dictatorship, with Karen as its most loyal enforcer. She didn't knock, she didn't ask. She accused. Her letter said I had 14 days to remove or correct the tree or face escalating penalties, legal action, and possible liens on my home. Remove a tree I don't own. When I tried calling the HOA office, I got voicemail. When I emailed, I got an auto response. But when I stepped outside, Karen was already there, clipboard in hand, phone recording, smiling like she'd been waiting for this moment her entire life. Before we go any further, hit like, subscribe, and share if you've ever dealt with HOA nonsense. And tell me in the comments where you're watching from. State, country, anywhere. I read every single one. Because trust me, this gets way worse. Karen didn't just stop at a letter. Oh no. She turned my life into a daily nightmare. Every morning, I'd open my blinds, and there she was, hovering across the street, clipboard in hand, phone pointed like she was filming some HOA horror documentary starring me. Neighbors started whispering. Kids stared. Mail carriers gave awkward smiles. Karen clearly enjoyed the spotlight, and I became the unwilling star. I decided to fight back legally, thinking the HOA wouldn't have the audacity to escalate this nonsense. But Karen had a whole playbook. Fines doubling every week, random inspections, and constant threats of liens. My inbox flooded with passive-aggressive emails, each one more ridiculous than the last. We have photographic evidence that your tree is out of compliance, one said. Yet every photo was taken from across the street, showing the city tree, not mine. I tried to reason. I tried to document. I even tried humor, sending a video of me watering my neighbor's yard instead of the phantom tree. Karen didn't blink. She laughed, probably sharing it with the HOA board like a badge of honor. By week 3, the fines hit $4,200. My stress skyrocketed. Sleep vanished. I started questioning why anyone would ever move to a community ruled by someone like Karen. But little did Karen know, I wasn't going to let her destroy my life without a fight. Karen thought she had me cornered. She didn't know I'd started digging deeper. I hired a local inspector to document everything. Turns out, Karen had been falsifying violations for months, targeting homeowners arbitrarily. My tree wasn't even mine, and the evidence she sent, photos cropped and manipulated. I decided it was time to hit back, and hard. I recorded her in action during one of her inspection patrols, the clipboard shaking in her hands, the fake righteous glare plastered across her face. I even got neighbors on board, sharing stories of how Karen fined them for things as absurd as wrong mailbox color or unauthorized garden gnomes. The HOA board, blinded by Karen's charisma, never expected the community to fight back. Within a week, the story went viral locally. News crews showed up. Karen's smug smile vanished when reporters asked her to explain her phony violation spree. But here's the kicker. Karen tried to blame me, claiming I was harassing her. She didn't know I'd captured every confrontation on camera with timestamps proving her harassment. By the end of the week, the fines? Voided. Karen? Suspended temporarily from HOA duties. And for the first time, the so-called ruler of the neighborhood looked utterly powerless, humiliated in front of everyone she terrorized. But the saga isn't over. There's one last act. Karen's reign of terror was crumbling. The HOA board had no choice but to investigate her past actions. Every single violation she sent out in those 30 days was scrutinized and shredded. The fines she proudly issued, completely nullified. Homeowners celebrated quietly, but Karen's humiliation was loud and public. Then came the final twist. Karen tried to manipulate legal loopholes, threatening lawsuits to regain control. But the local lawyer I hired had already collected mountains of evidence. Her falsified violation letters, her threats, and even secretly recorded rants exposing her real agenda to control and terrorize the neighborhood for personal satisfaction. During the HOA meeting, streamed live to the community, Karen had to face the truth publicly. Her voice quivered, her designer suit looked cheap under the glaring lights, and every homeowner she had bullied stared at her, vindicated. No one respected her anymore. By the end of the month, Karen was removed from her HOA position permanently. Her name became a cautionary tale, whispered in neighborhood groups, "Don't mess with your community, or they'll fight back." The lesson? Even the most powerful HOA tyrant can be defeated when a community stands together. Have you ever had an HOA or Karen situation go too far? Tell me your story. I'll read the best ones in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and tell me where you're watching from in the comments.